many! That's how many! Ah, come on! Bonjour dickheads, welcome to episode 41 of Being a Comedian in Paris, and today I will answer the question. Ryan Riley this morning said, first of all, what are your plans for Thursday since you have no show? Looking forward to a night off. Ryan, yes, I don't have a show Thursday, my first Thursday off since the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, I've got a funeral to attend, so that's what I'm doing there. But you've got an interesting question. Do comedians have agents in the same way that actors and actresses do? Do you have an agent? Ryan Riley, here we go, my friends. But before we get to that question, very important thing, I've got some whipped cream. Oh, I just bought it today from the supermarket. Hashtag whipped cream tea, baby. Yeah, love that. I put a bit too much in, I think. Shit. Oh, just get on with the fucking vlog. To answer your question very simply, Ryan, yes, I do have an agent, but I thought this is a bigger question because basically people have asked me how many people do I work with, what's my team, who are they composed of, what's the situation. It's complicated, but I figured out a way of explaining it to you pretty simply. What I need to do is get the tea out the way for now. Let's think of stand-up comedy as this. You start off like this. This is you as a comedian. You're a very small glass. You're here on your own. And you're just doing stand-up every day. You're going on stage, you're trying to make people laugh. Most of the time you're failing, sometimes it goes well. Then you build up the 5 minutes, and you build up the 10 minutes, and you build up 20 minutes, and you keep building up, and you're on your own. And those were the days, those were really exciting days because you do what you want, when you want, with who you want, how you want, and no one tells you what to do basically, and you don't have any money to give to anyone, and it's all part of the thing. There's not a lot of money, but it's fun because you're on your own. You're just on your, it's similar to YouTube, right? Similar to doing YouTube versus TV. I'm doing this on my own with my camera. It's amazing. Anyway, you start off with comedy on your own, and it goes pretty well. And then after a while, if it starts going well, maybe you either look for a producer or a producer finds you. This is what I'm going to use for the producer. Yes, it is a Planet Hollywood from Disneyland Paris glass. I was 26 years old. It was my 26th birthday. So fuck you, okay? You find your producer, and your producer looks at you and goes, you know what, this is good, but I think your product, imagine this is your product as a stand-up comedian, your brand, right, the brand Paul Taylor, isn't only that, it could be something like that. It could be something this big, it could be huge, right? And you're like, oh, that sounds like fun. So you basically work with the producer to get to that size. Now, in order for the producer to get you there, the producer can't do it on their own, so they have their own employees. So let's say somebody who's responsible for booking dates around the country, like a tour manager, so to speak. Then you might have somebody who's in charge of the PR, so all the public relations, all the advertising, who speaks to all the press agencies and tries to get you interviews on TVs. That's another person. Then you might have somebody that takes care of the ticketing, that takes care of all the tickets for all your shows. And then you might have somebody that's like an assistant or something, like a person that takes care of your calendar and does all that kind of stuff. So they've got their team, right? In my case, I decided that the person who should look after my calendar and be my manager, basically, is my wife, because she is the person that knows me the best and is able to speak for me the best, and she does everything amazingly. So, me and my wife are together in this adventure, and my producer is over here with her team of people. Now, in terms of film, TV and stuff, you got all these other big producers that arrive on the scene, and usually in order to get access to them, you need an agent, because the agents know all of the big producers on TV and film, so they can hook you up, right? Initially, when I started doing What the Fuck France and What's Up France on TV, Canal Plus were the big producers. They came to me, and I was in direct connection with them, but eventually it was getting too much, so I got an agent involved, and now I'm working with an agent to work for film and TV stuff. That's basically the team that I have working with me. So it's me, my wife, together we're here. This is my producer over here, this is my agent, and then the other producers, they don't really work with me. They work with me now and again. So, that's it. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Paul, you know what? That's a lot of people. I bet you, in terms of the money, that's a lot of way to split the money that you should be earning as a comedian. Don't even get me started, okay? Actually, do get me started, and I will explain to you a brief overview of the money. The best way to do this, of course, is with beer, right? All right, so let's say beer is money from the audience, okay? Let's just say this is money that goes around. When you first start comedy and you're on your own, like the little glass here, you perform open mic nights, you do them, you earn a little bit of money each time. It's just like, oh, look, there's a little bit of money, great. And then you can take that money and drink it, and it's amazing. So you have that all for yourself, that little tiny bit, you play some more, you get a few more bits of money, great, fantastic. It's going well, you have even some more money, little tiny amounts of money for all these open mic nights and things like that. It's going great when you're on your own. Then a producer comes along who's got a shit ton more money than you and goes, hey, this is cool. I mean, this is a good, respectable amount, but I can see that as a comedian, you're probably going to be better doing this. We want you to be a better product, a bigger, more famous comedian, and so that's how that's going to work. And so in order for them to do that, well, what they do is they've got their team, as I said before, of different people that help them out. So over here, we've got the person that books your show. They have to also pay the person who's doing the PR, so all of that stuff. And they also have to pay the person who's doing the tickets. So they have to pay all their team individually, right? To be able to make this show, make this product as big as it is. And so what they do is they take a bunch of their money and they go, okay, cool, here's the money that we're putting into the product being Paul Taylor, the stand-up comedian, putting that in there. And so you're like, wow, okay, cool, we're gonna get bigger, we're gonna increase our value. In the end, as the comedian, you still end up being able to drink the same amount of alcohol, right? Because the rest of it goes back into the producer's hands, right? And because these people are then, just living normal lives and they're normal salaried employees, the producer then puts a bit of money into here again, puts a bit more money into here. Usually, to start off with, a show isn't very successful. It costs a lot of money to put on a stand-up show, and the producer ends up losing money because obviously you're taking a bit out of it. This is going to be a difficult analogy, I can tell now. These guys are drinking. So the producer has to keep filling up their salaries. Fucking hell, this is a bad idea. I did this with water early on and it worked fine. So anyway, they keep putting money into you as a comedian, and eventually, if they put enough money in, what happens is the audience, they start putting a load of money in as well. So the people come to the shows are sold out, and then what happens is, as a comedian, normally you take still the same amount of beer, but this time you put the rest of it with the producer, and they end up filling up the money that they've spent and they've invested on you as a comedian. But in the meantime, you're able to be this big jar of person. Now, I was lucky enough from the beginning of my show that lots of people came to my show. It's always pretty much been sold out, right? I need to get some more beer. And people were buying tickets, and so there was, good money coming into the show, basically. I was taking out my little bit of salary. Half of it was going back to the producer, and I was getting some of it. So the stand-up show was going well. So I was making okay money. Everyone was doing well because people were coming to the show. Fantastic, great stuff. But because the show was going well, I started getting a bunch of emails from people. It was very complicated. And even before that, I had the massive TV company, Canal Plus, who came in and said, yo, Paul, we like what you do. We saw one of your videos and we want to keep working with you. Let's make some more videos. Let's make a TV show. So I was like, Canal Plus, of course I'm going to make a TV show. So they ended up giving me a bit of money to make the TV shows What the Fuck France, What's Up France, a small amount of money compared to the amount of money they were investing in the actual program, right? But it kept me going. I didn't have enough time to deal with all of this, the emails, all of that stuff coming in. So I said to my wife, I think it would be a good idea if you quit your job and joined forces with me to rule the galaxy as one. So it took her 3 years, but she said yes. So my wife jumped on board, pow. Now we're in the same boat together. And she's my manager, and we're working together, and now she's that person who's talking to all of these people at the same time. I think you get the idea, right? Fucking hell. That's when I decided to get my agent involved so that he could now deal with the contracts with these big production companies. and hopefully negotiate a better rate for me, and also he can take some money as well, because basically what happens is, let's say the big producer pays you a bunch of money for a film, right? He pays you a bunch of money. He also pays like 10% to the agent, because agents take 10%, but because the agent works with like 500 other artists, he's pretty good. He's doing all right in terms of the money that he's making. I mean, the producer's more than that, basically, if you think about it, right? But that's it, basically. That's how the system is working right now. I'm drunk. I don't know what I'm doing. Then, of course, there's YouTube. YouTube is another potential source, but basically that's the story. Me and my wife are here in the middle. We're working together because essentially the most important role, I think, in all of it is the manager. Because if I decide to change countries and I decide to move to another country, this all disappears. My producer for my stand-up show goes away. My agent goes away. All of this stuff goes away. And it's just me and my wife. If we move to England and we start again, well, it's just the both of us. And we start with that. And then we have to find some more people from there. So it's a lot of people involved, basically, in the career of a comedian. So that's it. Basically, that's how... Oh, shit. So basically, that's it. That's how many people I work with. There's a lot of other people involved as well. I skipped a bunch, but these are the major players. I tried to do an analogy that made sense with beer because I'm English. I think it made sense. Maybe it did. If you understood the concept, tell me below. If you didn't understand, ask me more questions below and I'll try to answer them. All that to say is, I'm very fortunate. I'm able to do what I love, get on stage, make people laugh, get on a screen, make people laugh, and also be on YouTube and maybe make people laugh, and actually have a bit of money to live from it. And all of that is thanks to you guys. It really is, because, you know, on YouTube, I'm not making money, but the people that come to my show, everyone on this video that comes to my show, automatically, you're my favorite people in the world, because you've paid money to come and see me do my stand-up. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate people that have watched all my videos and shared them with people, because thanks to the sharing, thanks to that, it's the reason why I'm able to do this and really have fun doing it. And I hope you have fun watching me do it. So that's it. That's the end of episode 41 of Being a Comedian. I'm going to end it now because I'm already a little bit drunk, and there was no end to it. There was no end to that sentence. And I've also got the tea to finish. I didn't finish the tea. Oh, come on. Hey, beer and whipped cream tea is a pretty good combination. My cat is just on the other side of the camera. You can't see the frame. He's just outside of the frame. He's dead. He's on the kitchen counter, dead. He's like, what is Paul doing? I don't understand what he's doing. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. People, this is the second video where I'm ending it, and it's just like, oh God, all right, listen. Thank you guys for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to share this beer, these lots of beers with you. I'll see you at the next one. Bisous, bye! Shit, I forgot the mini shot glasses in here. Look at that. Good work. Alright, I think we're done here. What have I done? Oh, my wife is going to be so angry at me when she gets home.